A year without drawing made me better. How? How did a year without drawing make me better? Last year, I used to be a very active artist. I used to draw every single day, and this is how many sketchbooks I filled up in a period of like 4 months. But ever since then, I kind of stopped drawing. But now I feel like I'm in a better place than I ever have been before. What happened? As a kid, I used to love drawing and doodling as much as I can on like my math copies or my textbooks and even just paper at home. Like any surface I would find, I'd basically just try to draw something on it. I didn't have a care in the world what I was drawing. I was just doing it for fun. I was drawing for the sake of drawing because it was a really enjoyable thing for me to do. I was drawing stickman fights, portraits of my favorite characters, just not bothered by whatever the end result would be. So this little passion for drawing stuck with me my entire life, like through elementary school, through high school, all the way up to college. However, it wasn't until college that I started taking art a little bit more serious. So then third year of college came around and I decided to take a semester to study abroad in Lithuania. And that is where I did the most drawings I've ever done in my entire life. It was there in Lithuania that I lived with 2 other friends and filled up this many sketchbooks. That takes so many force to just lift up. Oh, I almost dropped it. I did not realize I filled up this many sketchbooks. In the middle of college, I was doing my assignments and I stumbled across an artist on Instagram who later became my favorite artist of all time. Like I tried copying his style, watching his tutorials, subscribing to his Patreon. I did everything. I tried to be him, you know, like he had my dream job. I was like, how is this person actually just making a living out of drawing? I want to do that. Like that became my dream job. It was at that point where I was like, man, I gotta lock in. I gotta draw as much as possible and leave my 9-to-5 working at a fast food restaurant. And it got so intense that I drew 30 portraits in 30 days. I ended up posting that video and amassed like almost 700,000 views. Where did those people come from? Like things were going so well until the thing that happens to most artists hit me like a train, and it was burnout. I didn't like drawing anymore. I ended up developing this extremely high standard for myself, and I developed the mindset that I'm not going to let these people down. I need to perform my best. I need to keep making masterpiece after masterpiece. I related art to how many likes I could get on Instagram. I related art to how much money I could get from it. Something that I did as a passion to something that just stressed me out. When I came back to my hometown for the 4th and final year of college, drawing became incredibly stressful again. I was not drawing for fun anymore. I was drawing specifically just for college. One of my biggest projects that year was to animate a 1-minute long animation. And I had to focus on it for the entire year, like 2 full semesters. The only time I drew was just for college. Like I was drawing frames, frame by frame. After finishing that year, I stopped drawing again. Art came to a halt, you know, I was kind of just burnt out again. My Instagram at that point was inactive for like over a year, and like I didn't really post anything, not even on my stories, not even any art. Although I was kind of drawing, I wasn't posting, and I just felt really bad. And still, the perfectionist inside me was telling me like, you know, oh, you're not good enough to post. But yeah, for a long time, I didn't draw and I got incredibly rusty. I felt like my art skills were just floating away from me. I tried drawing for fun, but it wasn't fun anymore. So I kind of just stopped drawing, and the longer I didn't draw, the harder it was to get back into it. I started indulging back into video games. That's where I got like my daily dose of dopamine. I wasn't really working hard towards anything, and I just felt really, really bad. But that all changed when I read the book Atomic Habits. This book changed everything for me. It taught me that I have to focus on quantity rather than quality to develop a habit that I really want to develop. And for me, that is drawing. Whether it came to making art or creating videos, it showed me who cares about the quality? Like nothing is ever perfect. Your own worst critic is yourself. That was really true for me. I decided to just start again and draw for fun. And although I was a little bit rusty at first, I started seeing that I was drawing better than I was a year before. After reading that book, I was feeling kind of good, and it became even better when I drew on this site called Magma, which is like a shared canvas where you and your friends can just draw on the same canvas for fun. Something about drawing on a shared canvas made me realize like there's not really any pressure to create a masterpiece because you're just doodling with friends. You're just drawing whatever you want. Like things can get sus really quickly. I felt like I was having as much fun as I was when I was a kid. I found that like, although I haven't properly drawn for myself in like a year, my drawings have gotten better. Turns out you make better pieces when you just drop the bar for your expectations. Remember drawing in like your little math textbook at school, but then you draw like one of the best pieces you've ever made. Like you didn't set out to draw a really good piece. You were just bored. You were just drawing for fun. That's what I've learned. It's that it's not about the results. It is about the journey. There's this one graph that I constantly think about, and it's about the journey. You're going to inevitably have ups and downs. It's just that over time, your baseline for your skill actually just gets higher and higher. So you get better, but it just takes a really long time. So might as well focus on the journey and just try making it as fun as possible, you know? So if you're holding back on trying to pursue one of your dreams, ask yourself why. Like, is it the fear of failure? Is the standard for yourself too high that you're just paralyzed to even take action? I realized for myself that nothing changes if nothing changes. And if I keep pushing it off, not drawing, and not making videos, then I'm never gonna get better at it, you know? There's no point in preparing, no point in doing all that. Just take action, please. Gotta make those mistakes over and over again. The master has failed more than the beginner has even tried. And remember, you will never fail if you never quit. And you will get better, even if you think you got worse. So take action.